from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News of Rupavahini on ChannelEye. I'm Dulanjali Ananda. Joining me is Niket Karunaratne, and these are the top stories which have made headlines for tonight. Convening of nominations for the election of the new president tomorrow. The vote will be on day after tomorrow. The acting president says the British police will assist in the final investigations of the Easter Sunday attack. A political party of the protesters. Measures to reduce bus fares from midnight tomorrow. Police attention on persons who advertise on social media threatening parliamentarians. Vote on the election of a new Indian president has been concluded.
On to those and other stories in detail. For the first time in the history of Sri Lankan politics, election of a president through the ballots of parliamentarians is scheduled to take place on the 20th of this month.
Handing over of nominations will be conducted in Parliament tomorrow. 4 candidates are expected to contest for the post of presidency.
Top story.
The post of presidency has fallen vacant with the resignation of Gotabaya Rajapaksa on the 14th of this month. As stated in the constitution, the election of a new president will have to be conducted through a vote of parliamentarians for the remaining period of term of the president who has resigned. Accordingly, the candidates who have come forward for the election are acting president Ranil Wickremesinghe, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa, leader of the National People's Power Anura Kumara Dissanayake, and parliamentarian of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumuna Dallas Alhaperuma. They are scheduled to hand over nominations to Secretary General of Parliament Dhammika Dasanayake tomorrow. The Secretary General will also function as the returning officer. Every member of the Parliament who is willing to propose the name of a parliamentarian for the post of presidency should enter into a written agreement expressing willingness to serve under the proposed member if he or she was elected as president. Another condition is that it is compulsory for the Member of Parliament who is hoping to propose the name of another Member of Parliament for the post of presidency to remain in the parliamentary chamber on the day of accepting nominations. The name proposed will have to be seconded by another Member of Parliament. Permission is not being granted to engage in a debate in this connection. If only the name of one MP was proposed and seconded, the returning officer will declare that this member was elected as president by Parliament. If the name of more than one candidate were proposed and seconded, a vote will be conducted within less than 48 hours upon handing over the nominations according to the provisions of the Special Regulations Act for the election of a president. The date and the time of the holding of the vote will be determined by Parliament. As scheduled, the relevant vote will be conducted on Wednesday the 20th after the conducting of the parliamentary session. It has also been pointed out that it is necessary to focus on the ineligibilities of a proposed member in the election of a president as stipulated in the 92nd clause of the Constitution. Now, Acting President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the assistance of the British police will be sought for the final investigations of the Easter attack.
He has made these remarks delivering a special statement on the measures taken to resolve the economic crisis in the past 1-month period. In a special statement, Acting President Ranil Wickremesinghe explained that when he took over as Prime Minister on the 13th of May, the economy had collapsed, with power cuts lasting 5 hours a day. In the 2 months since then, the Acting President explained that power cuts had been reduced to 3 hours a day, fertilizer has been provided to the farmers, and the gas shortage in the country has been solved. He further stated that he explained July would be a difficult period for the supply of fuel. However, diesel stocks have been secured and are being distributed, while from the 21st of July, petrol will also be distributed. He also explained that relief was being provided to the citizens of the country who are struggling with the economic crisis. The acting president stated that the loans taken by paddy farmers who have planted fields less than 2 acres have been cancelled. While due to the drop in the world oil prices, the fuel prices in the country have also been reduced. Whilst highlighting the steps taken so far, the acting president further explained that negotiations with the International Monetary Fund were nearing conclusion, and discussions for assistance with foreign countries was also progressing. Acting President Ranil Wickremesinghe also said that due to the incomplete nature of the Easter Sunday attack, he is requesting the assistance of the government of the United Kingdom and their intelligence services. He went on to explain that the current political crisis in the country is due to the executive presidency, and stated that the 19th Amendment would be reintroduced, which would address many of the concerns of the public. The acting president went on to explain that there were elements within society who were attempting to disrupt the peace in the country. He explained that these elements would be prohibited from disrupting the country's progress. Acting President further stated that the peaceful protesters who had legitimate concerns would be engaged with by the government and solutions would be found for them. He called upon the political parties in the country to put aside their differences and not allow the country to suffer over differences of an individual. He urged them to come together and form an all-party government which would allow the country to recover from the economic crisis. A group of parliamentarians of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna says they are still undecided over which candidate they should vote in the election of a new president.
They have expressed their opinion to media today. The handing over of nominations is yet to take place. They added that they will vote after deciding upon who could work best for the country. SLPP secretary has told one story and the president of the party told another story. They added that as party MPs, they have not yet taken a decision regarding voting. Some MPs adhere to the orders of the party while another group disregards such orders. They further said that if Ranil Wickremesinghe contested, he would receive Pohotua party as well as SLFP votes. Even those who are with SJB and Dallas may also vote for him. Now, 10 parties which became independent from the government say they will take a final decision on the candidate to extend support after studying the programs presented by the respective candidates.
They have made these remarks after a discussion with the opposition leader Sajith Premadasa today. Parliamentarian Vasudeva Nanayakkara said there is an understanding amongst themselves that Dallas's candidature would become more suitable for them. He added that, however, this is not the final decision. They would not take decisions in respect of individuals and party afflictions. They added that they would take a decision in the interest of the country and the people. Parliamentarian Veerasumana Veerasinghe said that the most appropriate factor at this moment is the appointment of a president who enjoys broad consensus among all 225 parliamentarians. He added that, however, under the current party political setup, such a situation could not be expected. A discussion between groups representing the struggle of the citizens and the leader of the opposition, Sajith Premadasa, has taken place at the opposition's leader's office this morning. The election of a new president is scheduled to take place during the week. The citizens group of the protests have informed their position regarding the event to the opposition leader. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that there is no big deal regarding the present policy. He added that he is unable to tell lies. People will not receive relief at a time when the entire country is in a state of economic bankruptcy. The opposition leader further said that wholehearted strength is needed to grant justice to humankind. Party members of the Lanka People's Congress, including Rishad Badiuddin, also met the protesters at the party office this evening. The protesters have also discussed issues with the members of the Communist Party at the Communist Party headquarters. Representatives of the protest have also met N.M. Sumandiran of the Tamil National Alliance this afternoon. A group of representatives of the agitation has also conducted talks with the leader of the Tamil Progressive Front, parliamentarian Manu Ganeshan, at his residence today. A group of protesters has arrived at the Election Commissioner's office this morning with the objective of setting up a political party which represents the protesters.
Leader of the 43rd Brigade, Parliamentarian Patali Champika Ranavaka says candidates who hand over nominations for the presidential vote should declare their policies to the country within the next 24 hours. He was addressing a media briefing in Colombo today. Leader of the 43rd Brigade, Parliamentarian Patali Champika Ranavaka said that President of Consensus is not an administrator but a caretaker. He should be a person who could prepare a program acceptable to all peoples and parties. The government of the next president could be compared to an all-party government. Only 24 hours left for the prospective candidates to engage in an open debate and to declare their policies.
The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has reduced the prices of fuel with effect from 10 p.m. yesterday. The Lanka IOC company has also taken steps to reduce fuel prices in comparison to the SEPETCO.
President of the Filling Station Owners Association, Kumara Rajapaksa, says provision of fuel according to the QR code and the final digit of the registration number of the vehicle by the SEPETCO stations will commence on the 21st of this month. Minister Kanchana Vijayasekara in a Twitter message said distribution of diesel from 2 more ships has commenced today. Another ship carrying diesel is anchored at the Colombo port. A shipload of petrol is presently being subjected to quality inspection. The Kulonava installation of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is scheduled to distribute the fuel supplies via buses and trains to regional fuel depots from tomorrow. The Lanka Private Bus Owners Association says they are preparing for a bus fare revision with the reduction of the fuel prices. Bus services were conducted on a minimum scale today as well. Buses were filled with passengers. Our correspondents say an IOC filling station in Vaskadua, Kalathura has received petrol after 3 days. The Kalathura North Police Station and the Divisional Crime Investigation Unit are supervising the issuance of fuel. A filling station of the CPC located in the Kegol Alternate Road engaged in providing fuel to the health sector staff. However, a tense situation has prevailed when health groups outside the Kegol district arriving to receive fuel from this filling station. Consumers who have been remaining in queues for several days have demanded fuel, causing a tremendous uproar. However, the situation has been controlled through mediation of the management of the filling station. Distribution of litro gas is being conducted. Supplying of gas in the Putlam district commenced yesterday after an absence of several months. A 3-hour power cut is conducted today and will be conducted tomorrow. Now, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena has instructed the National Transport Commission to reduce bus fares in comparison to the decline in fuel prices. Accordingly, the Commission will announce the new prices and they will become applicable with effect from midnight tomorrow.
A state of emergency has been declared island-wide with effect from today. Ranil Wickremesinghe, in his capacity as the acting president, has placed his signature to the relevant Gazette notification yesterday. The Gazette has been issued according to the powers vested upon the acting president through the Constitution. The objective of the emergency declaration is the consolidation of public security and good governance. Another aim is to maintain essential supplies and services required for the daily routine of the general public.
Now, Archbishop of His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit requests all parliamentarians to commit themselves to fulfill the aspirations of the people and the interest of the motherland, disregarding political authority at the crucial moment. The Archbishop further says that people have great expectations of the ability to overcome the challenges through peaceful means. Golfers agitators in their thousands have yearned a full change in the corrupt political culture. He has also called upon all to arrive at a temporary political solution in a non-party attitude with the unity of all.
Today marks the 101st day of the Golfers protest. Large crowds remain at the President's office and the premises surrounding the building. Many activities were conducted during the agitation. The no-deal Gama fast in front of the temple trees was conducted today as well.
Now, the Bar Association of Sri Lanka says that the stance of the association is that declaration of a state of emergency is not a proper response to confront the public protests that had resulted in the resignation of the former president. A communique issued by the BASL said that this was the third occasion of imposing a state of emergency in the country since the 1st of April this year. The emergency regulations empowers the acting president to go beyond the law and to either revise or suspend regulations. Engaging in threatening or making harmful impact is illegal, and it further points out that the law should not be an obstruction for a citizen to express opinion. Protesting is a fundamental right of the citizens, and the BASL calls upon an immediate revocation of the emergency law.
The Supreme Court will declare its verdict tomorrow whether to examine or not the fundamental rights petition filed requesting to annul the parliamentary post of acting President Ranil Wickremesinghe. The petition has been submitted by attorney-at-law Nagananda Kodituakku. A three-member panel of Supreme Court judges comprising of Gamini Amarasekara, Shiran Gunaratne and Janak De Silva has delivered an order in this connection upon examination of the fundamental facts of the relevant petition. The petitioner has pointed out that according to the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, a person who has contested and defeated in a general election could not be appointed as a national list MP. The Colombo Magistrates Court has ordered today to hold a pre-examination on the case filed against MP Vimal Veeravansa on the 13th of September. A case has been filed against him over accumulating 75 million rupees of assets and other forms of income exceeding his legal revenue while functioning as a cabinet minister. The case is being heard before the High Court Judge Navaratna Marasinghe. At the pre-examination, attention will be focused whether there is an adequate evidence and documentary support sufficient for the trial. A three-member panel of High Court judges has decided today that the order pertaining to whether there is enough evidence to file charges against ex-Taidu cadre Sumathipala Suresh is to be declared on the 26th of this month. The suspect has been accused over giving false testimony on several Army Intelligence Division members in the case against the abduction of several Army Intelligence Division members. Deputy Solicitor General Sudarshana De Silva told the courts that evidence of the witness in the case has been contradictory. He added that more than 40 instances of giving false evidence has been recorded. We'll be back with foreign news after this short break.
நாங்க சீக்கிரமா வங்கிக்கு போவோமா?
இந்த நாட்கள் எப்படிமா வெளியில போறது?
அப்பா வெஸ்டர்ன் யூனியன்ல பணத்தை அனுப்பி இருக்காரு.
அம்மாட கணக்கு இருப்பது மக்கள் வங்கியிலனால வங்கிக்கு போக தேவையில்லை. ஒரு கோல்லே வேலையை முடிக்கலாமே.
வாட்ஸ்அப் மற்றும் வைபர் ஊடாக தொடர்பு கொள்ளலாம். மக்கள் வங்கியில் மட்டுமே.
உங்கள் கொடுக்கல் வாங்கல்களை இப்போது மிகவும் பாதுகாப்பாகவும் சௌகரியமாகவும் மேற்கொள்ளுங்கள். ஃபிங்கர் பிரிண்ட் அல்லது ஃபேஸ் ரெகக்னிஷனை ஆக்டிவேட் செய்யுங்கள். பீப்பிள்ஸ் வே மக்கள் வங்கியிடமிருந்து.
Welcome back on Foreign News. Elections to choose the 15th President of India are being held today. A race between the ruling Alliance Party candidate Draupadi Murmu and the opposition's Yashwant Sinha.
The counting of the votes will be held on July 21st and the new president will take oath on the 25th of July. The president is elected by the members of the Electoral College, comprising elected members of both houses of Parliament and legislative assemblies of all states, as well as the National Capital Territory of Delhi and the Union Territory of Puducherry. Draupadi Murmu, a tribal politician, is the frontrunner in India's presidential election this year. The president in India is the head of the state but does not exercise executive powers. The election of Draupadi Murmu is a formality as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ruling party controls adequate seats.
Sima Kotami Pantan.
It's cricket, and this is between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Today is the third day of the first test of the current series between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. The Sri Lankan team has scored 329 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their second innings at a close play today.
When the play resumed this morning at the Galle International Cricket Stadium, Sri Lanka was at 36 runs for the loss of 1 wicket in their second innings. Opening batsman Oshada Fernando has recorded his 6th half-century in Test cricket by scoring 64 runs. Kusal Mendis has scored 76 runs and recorded his 15th half-century in Test cricket. Dinesh Chandimal, in a skilled batting performance, scoring 86 runs, has also recorded his 23rd half-century in Test cricket. Sri Lanka remains 333 runs ahead of the Pakistani score. Pakistan's first innings was restricted to 218 runs, and Sri Lanka in their first innings has scored 222 runs.
Got him, played.
Now, Jamaican player Shelly Ann Fraser-Rice has won the gold medal in the women's 100 meters event by becoming the fastest female in the World Athletic Championship tournament in Oregon, USA.
Watch for Shelly Ann Fraser-Price getting out well, and she has done. She's bidding for a 5th world title.
She finished the event in 10.67 seconds, which is a new tournament record. She beat the record of 10.70 seconds set up by USA player Marion Jones at the 1999 World Athletic Championship tournament.
She got a quick start, and with it she takes the glory. At last, Elaine Thompson-Herod does get her hands on a World Championship medal, but it's silver because it's glorious gold once again to Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. Absolutely, Elaine Thompson-Herod, 5 world titles, 5 over 100 metres. She needed a quick start, she got a quick start, and with it she takes the glory. The incredible performance.
We have hardly seen Geramu. He's been kind of a
The winner in the men's marathon event was Ethiopian Tamra Tola, who finished the event in 2 hours, 5 minutes and 36 seconds.
Put on a show here at Hayward Field with one last mammoth effort. She roars. She's focused on pull out. Prima Kotami Pantan.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Do join us tomorrow at 8:50 p.m. for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Delanjali together with Niket signing off for tonight. Good night.
Good night.